While cameras dutifully focused on the imperial grandeur of Beijing's sprawling Temple of Heaven, the real high-stakes maneuvering between Donald Trump and Xi Jinping was entirely invisible to the public eye, deliberately obscured behind centuries-old architecture. This heavily choreographed historic stroll, marking only the second time a sitting U.S. president has toured the sacred 15th-century complex since Gerald Ford in 1975, functioned as the ultimate diplomatic theater, following an unusually protracted, closed-door bilateral session at the Great Hall. We are looking at a classic high-stakes geopolitical chessboard where optical pleasantries mask a fierce, multi-front negotiation involving global trade architectures, critical maritime choke points, and the highly entangled semiconductor supply chain. The Trump administration entered this summit ostensibly holding a commanding hand, explicitly calculating that Beijing's massive reliance on Middle Eastern energy imports renders the Chinese economy uniquely vulnerable to the ongoing blockade in the Strait of Hormuz. Because China currently operates as the dominant purchaser of Iranian crude oil, Washington's grand strategy relies on weaponizing this specific energy dependency, aggressively attempting to force Xi's government to exert decisive pressure on Tehran to de-escalate the Middle Eastern conflict. Yet Beijing is masterfully countering this overt leverage by pivoting the diplomatic crosshairs directly toward the Indo-Pacific, specifically zeroing in on Taiwan. By subtly linking their potential cooperation on the Iranian crisis to Washington's military posture regarding Taipei, Chinese diplomats are attempting to engineer a highly sophisticated quid pro quo that fundamentally challenges the delicate regional status quo. This complex dynamic places Taiwan, which has been frantically working to transform itself into an impenetrable, heavily armed porcupine by accumulating long-delayed U.S. defensive weaponry, directly in the crossfire of this superpower horse trade. Taipei keenly understands that formal American military intervention is never absolutely guaranteed, so they are explicitly banking on the global economy's unyielding addiction to their advanced semiconductor manufacturing to serve as their ultimate geopolitical shield against any potential military blockade. The deeply interconnected nature of these global flashpoints means that a sudden breakthrough in Middle Eastern energy security could theoretically be paid for with quiet concessions in the Taiwan Strait, an outcome that would send shockwaves through international supply chains and alter the strategic calculus of every American ally in the Pacific Rim. If Washington holds firm on its historical Taiwan policy while demanding Chinese action on Iran, we might see Beijing strategically stonewall, leading to prolonged global energy market volatility. Conversely, any perceived American softening on Taiwan arms sales to secure Chinese assistance with Tehran would trigger a massive crisis of confidence among regional defense partners. The real risk lies in how key players respond. Will the global chip market immediately price in this new diplomatic vulnerability? Or will nervous energy traders dictate the immediate macroeconomic fallout? As these two global leaders walk the ancient grounds where Chinese emperors once ritually prayed for cosmic harmony and domestic prosperity, the stark reality is that their secret closed-door bargains are actively redrawing the boundaries of modern economic warfare. Do you believe the United States can successfully untangle Beijing's desperate energy vulnerability in the Middle East from its aggressive territorial ambitions in the South China Sea? Or are we witnessing the inevitable, dangerous bundling of global crises into one grand, highly volatile diplomatic transaction?